Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so right now I'm in my ceramics class and I filmed this like weeks ago, and honestly this vase right here, that little bowl that I was showing you, that really upsetted me. I do like the way this ended up turning out after it got fired, but yeah, basically we're in the ceramics class and I really do love ceramics. It's so interesting because all most of my friends, they're either ceramic majors. Well, okay. So my friends are either ceramic majors, structure, or painting and drawing. And most of my friends who do like painting, like they're like, I don't even want to touch mud and dirt. And I'm like, guys, it's not even that bad. And then most of my friends who are in ceramics are like, no, I don't want to paint because what? I like no, you will never catch me doing a class like that. I was like, guys, like what? Like, come on now. Anyway, if any of you guys like both of them, please comment down below if you like and if you do like ceramics and painting. I haven't met anybody that does both, which is interesting to me. Well, okay, I do have one friend, she's a painting major and she does do ceramics, but that isn't like her main thing. I think she's just doing it as a fun class. And I tried to convince her to do wheel throwing too with me and she was like, "No. Like, queen, please." I think she might be more into like the building element than like wheel throwing. What really upsets me about ceramics is that I really cannot be attached to any of my items, and honestly, I probably should have done like some test tiles before I started testing it on things that I actually kind of liked. Same with some of the clay, like for example, the first little bowl vase thing that I was showing, all of the elements that I painted on there, all of the leaves and the white underglaze, it all burned out, which is very upsetting. And mind you, I didn't even fire it all the way up to cone 10. I only fired it up to cone 6, and it still burned out. And I believe it's probably because of how dark the clay body is, which is probably why that happened. Okay, so even though I'm in the painting room right now, I really need to finish my statement because, like, honestly, that vase really upset me. Like, I couldn't believe how like hideous it was. All of my friends said they really liked it, but honestly, I don't trust them. Like, I feel like they're lying. But I did give it away because someone really liked it, so it's hers now. Okay, so now I'm in my painting class, and I believe we had like I could have swore it was like 2 weeks and a half, maybe to work on this project. And so right now I'm making like this concoction of linseed oil and paint thinner. Paint thinner? Yeah, linseed oil and paint thinner, just so I have the same medium every time I'm like painting on each section. So like then I don't have to think about, oh, how much linseed oil did I have? How much paint thinner did I have? So like I don't have to think about the next layer that I'm putting on drying faster than the last. And honestly, this is all like precautions that I'm taking just so like I don't have cracking in my painting. Obviously, I haven't seen it now, but I'm kind of worried about some of the oil paintings that I've done in the past about them cracking, but I guess time will tell. Okay, so basically in my oil painting class, we were assigned to create a painting that had to be, I believe he said more than 24 inches. So I'm working on a 36 by 36 inch canvas. This is a size that I'm pretty comfortable with. This is like the third time working on this size. So I honestly am very comfortable with the size. And basically our prompt was to create a painting with about our relationship with nature and all that. So basically, what I decided to do, so my background elements, such as like the trees, the water, the pond, blah, 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 all that, it was a reference that I actually took when I was in Thailand. Honestly, I just love the nature out there, and I was really able to reconnect with like nature and get out of the city. That's kind of how I felt when I was out there. I did add some elements like the deer. My professor said that he thinks that I should have added an elephant since like that's kind of like their staple. But honestly, I felt like if I added an elephant, it would have really taken over the canvas. Maybe if it was a much larger canvas, it would have made sense. But honestly, I just added a deer. There's deers in Thailand, not the one that I painted, but it's fine. And then in the corner, if you see those like little children statue things, basically they're statues, but I end up turning them into children. I don't know if they'll end up being fully rendered in this video, but I definitely have another video coming out after this, even though this one should have been filmed and edited like so long ago. Sorry, y'all. But for this painting, I really wanted to really focus on having loose, like brush strokes and using just a lot of paint, which I did end up using a lot of paint. This is like one of the paintings that I actually really enjoyed, probably because I really do enjoy painting animals and nature and stuff like that. This is also the only painting since the semester has started that I've actually finished. Like, okay, for example, I have 3 studio classes. I have my ceramic class, I have a figure painting class, and my figure painting class, it's, like, mostly kind of just, like, studies, so it's not necessarily, like, a cohesive body of, like, work, or honestly, even, like, the projects that we have done, which we done, like, one really quote unquote "serious" project outside of class, which was our master copy, which is not, like, something that's gonna go in a portfolio or anything like that. But did I finish it? No. And then this class is my um intermediate painting class, and I haven't finished anything in that class, which is kind of a little bit upsetting for me just to think about it. And honestly, it's just because of like the time restraint, and I have a problem with giving myself too much work, which is kind of essentially what I kind of did for this project, but I ended up really doubling down and I was like, no, I'm going to finish this. And but it's also because I was working so loosely, which I was able to finish it, and sleepless nights is another thing too. I honestly wish that I was able to, like, film in class because, to be honest, like, if I was able to film in class, you guys would get all of the, like, behind the scenes, but, honestly, I respect my professor's wishes not to film in class. I understand why he doesn't want me really filming in class because it can be kind of distracting and, like, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna move on from there. But basically all the times that I'm filming, whether it's like a short for YouTube or it's for TikTok or I like have out my full on camera filming a YouTube video, is usually after hours or like actually yeah, it's only after hours now that I think about it. I wish that I actually started streaming more. I really thought that I was actually like, I don't know what delusion I was in when I was like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna start streaming and I'm gonna stream like every day. With what time? Like, I'm one of those people, I really care about my sleep, and I'm really confused where I thought I was gonna get this time from. And I spent a lot of time in the studio, and there's also, it's not like we have our own studio space, so I don't wanna like be on live and other people's conversations are going, or people are in like the frame and stuff like that. I just want to be like considerate of the people that are in this shared space. I want to be considerate of the people that are in there. So that's kind of like my reason why I don't really be going live in there, and I just kind of have my camera and film, which a lot of people, when they hear my schedule, they just think that I, like, hate myself. I don't hate myself, guys. I just really like making art, and it doesn't really bother me, like, being in the studio all day, although it does bother me when I'm in the studio all day and I haven't slept. Like, for example, so this semester, right, I'm taking 3 studios. I feel like I definitely mentioned this. I'm taking 3 studios, and then I was taking 2 online classes, which were pretty hard. I was taking, like, a science online class and a religion online class, and people were like, "Do you hate yourself?" And I'm like, no." But I feel like next semester is definitely gonna be, like, way worse just because I'm taking, like, upper division studio classes, and instead of 3, I'm taking 4. It's just, like, there's a lot of classes that I really wanted to take, and since, like, I basically have, like, a year and some change left before I graduate, like, after the spring semester, I'm trying to get in all the classes that I can, especially since, like, I wanna be able to really learn the things that I came to college for. The only thing that I'm kind of upset about is because that I'm taking so many, like, classes, like, for example, I'm taking, intermediate figure painting, and honestly, that class has been, like, essential for me just because, like, one of, like, my biggest challenges is painting figures. It's just very difficult for me, which is why I've continued to stay in that class. I know it's a weak point of mine, so I'm gonna continue to keep pushing that. I wish that I had time for a wood class, like making my own table or chairs and it being very like artsy would just it's a vibe. Like, but I just know I don't really have the time for any of that, but yeah. And especially since I really have gotten into ceramics, like I'm taking intermediate wheel throwing or like wheel throwing 2 or whatever that class is called, because I really have found like a lot of enjoyment in that class. I'm still trying to figure out a way how to tie ceramics and my like painting practices together, but pretty much this is the end of the video. Thank y'all for watching and see y'all later. Peace.